All right, what's up, everybody? Week 35 in review of training. I think this first throw is awesome. Whoop. And I'm like, oh, what the heck? I cut out of there. But this is on September 3rd, so the first and second I was in Florida. Did get my walks in, didn't do anything else in terms of training, but have not missed. Flew back in the morning, and this is actually an evening time throwing session, so there might be something to it. This was one of the best practices I've had in I can't tell you how long. Wob actually went half decent. I can't remember everything I did for the wob, but the weights practice went phenomenal as well, which I'm excited to rewatch that footage here with y'all in just a second. This is a pretty fun, solid, and a shorter week of training. Like I mentioned in the last week's training, I've taken a couple days, like more specifically off, per se. And so the wob stuff, it always sucks. But I think what I had done is, like, my first warm-up, I think I cleared 13, like, easily without even trying, like, just knowing it's going to be, like, a warm-up. And I was like, oh, whatever that is. Or maybe it was 14. I can't remember. And I think this is the bar up at roughly 15, just trying to pull a 15.6, trying to pull as hard as I can. So here's the start the heavyweight, and these went great on the day. First one obviously moved better than I expected, and I'm at work, so if I get interrupted, I apologize, but ended up going something like, I thought I got honest truth on this day. I took extra throws. On this day, I got honest, thought I was going to throw over 40 in the heavyweight, which is how good it felt. So it shows getting like 3 or 4 days of like really good sleep actually helps a ton. And that's probably what a lot of it was, and or 3 or 4 days off. I got to remember that. But they hung in the strap a little bit or let go, and they weren't as far as I thought. I mean, I was thinking I was going to go 40. Just felt connected and just was missing, and I actually eventually had to shut myself off because I would have kept throwing until I did throw 40. I didn't measure them until after I was done, but I think, if I'm honest about it, I think I was around 37, which is pretty solid from a practice. But that one right there, I remember for exactly, and probably this one too. They started sticking in the strap again, which really sucked. I muted these because there was a lot of frustrated F-bombs just because I knew I was so close. So going into the lightweight, I got rid of the strap because I knew it was going to stick. And I didn't crush these, like, in terms of all-out effort. I did on the later few. Still went, I think, somewhere in the 73 range. That one, I went to hook grip and it slipped out. But lightweight's been consistent for me. Pretty much every time I'm throwing it, even with a little effort. It's like these are actually really, I started going, like, I felt fast. I want to say these are in the mid 70s or low 70s on all of these. So if you're watching them and want to have an idea of how far they're going, they're all probably right on 72. I cut it down early because they just they were going so well. Moved into the gym and hit trap bar jumps, 126 pounds total, 10 singles. My deadlift was kind of a deload week, so here's 180 kilos for 5 singles. I don't even think I have all of them. And then one that I put in, and I've been messing with some different accessory work of what I want to hit here in my last month of the season, month and a half of season training, and I hadn't been doing the prowler sprints, so I brought a few of those back. Started heavier, and we're going to try to work back faster. Absolutely love the inverse curl. Left it in normal speed here, 4 sets of 5. I've been working this heavier and not as much volume. So can't really say if it's going to help or not yet because we just started doing that. But attempted some glute ham sit-ups, and I realized what I did. I had done these back extensions I'm doing here in a second first, and then went to do the sit-ups. And I guess the back pump, like, just pissed off the low back. I did 1 set of sit-ups and shut them down. Save them for a different day. Just don't want to make anything worse than it needs to be and not force it. So then Wednesday, I had a workout at work. It was bench and some random other stuff. Thursday, we're back here, starting with some Braemar. This is one I actually posted today, so I'm a couple weeks behind, obviously, with this. Got some feedback, from some actual feedback, not just try harder, throw farther, be taller, be stronger. Got some actual good feedback for some people of some stuff to try to incorporate on my Braemar. And it's funny, like, I'll analyze this and be like, oh man, well, I'm doing XYZ decent. And then somebody else watches it and sends me some critiques. Yeah, I got cut off there at work. So coming into second session of the week, second really throwy session, been pushing the Braemar and it's not really improving. The first session was good and they've kind of been very stagnant, but I'm just proud of myself for throwing them. Now, this session was not as good. And it sucks when you think you're about to like start linear progress on improving your throws. They're going to come back around. You're going to start like just taking off. And so I started with the lightweight to kind of warm up with this session first. A lot of times if I throw the lightweight with the strap first, it doesn't hang up in the strap before I throw the heavyweight. Well, guess what? On the day, it started hanging up. And it's just frustrating when that happens. And I was taking these throws, if I can watch and see these, like these first few are just very working on cues, working on positions and going through the motions, and every throw trying to add a little bit more. So if the first throw's at 50% effort, trying to add maybe 5% effort per throw is something I try to do to warm up. Didn't take many, and then moved into the heavyweight, and this is where life has been a little downhill lately on it. Not getting around there on the first. And I think this is one of the days where, and really for like 2 weeks plus now, it's been one of those days where I'm just not getting around and not hitting the positions and not hitting the throws like I did the first day back from vacation. You see me having to warm up or take a double clutch there, a second one. I'm still getting off balance in my cast, which is, and I just shut it down there. I was just like, I'm going to get hurt. It's not there today. Just shut it down. Moved inside, power clean clusters. So here, I kind of left the rest in here and sped it up double time. Instead of running a timer, I literally just get done with the rep and count to 20. You'll see me peek over and look at that peak wattage that's showing in the top of the camera to try to push every rep. And it's been very up and down lately. I need to do a better log of keeping track of like my sleep and my food to see when things are going good and when aren't, because I've been very, very, very sporadic lately with training. And then I had my deadlifts, 10 sets of 1 speed deadlifts with there's 135 kilos plus the chains. It looks like 135, I think so. So right around 300 pounds plus 100 pounds of chain. I'd like them to move a little faster. Pulls, I've obviously with that strained hammy, it's a little rough. And then my odd lift du jour, I had posted a little bit of these. Really happy with how these went. I just was like, man, I'm gonna do some sandbag carries. I have sandbags every 25 pounds from 50 pounds up to 300. And I just went down and back with them and kind of moved them out of the way as I worked my way up because they all stack in front of the mono. And I work up to PR sets that I've never hit before. I've never really done carries heavy. So I did 250 for down and back, so 100-ish feet. And then the 275, I really should have chalked up on the first one. I left the 275 in regular speed. And I sped all these up, obviously, if you can kind of tell. But that was 250. Here's 275. This one was slipping more than it was heavy, which I'm really happy with. Like the load wasn't terrible. It's just slipping in my grip. And now I'm carrying the bag horizontally as well. Just figuring that's how a lot of them tend to go if you're going to be quicker. Coming back, this felt way more solid with just a little bit of chalk on my hands. A little awkward still learning how to pick it. But this felt like I could probably have walked 100 feet down and back, but I didn't want to have to do any more. So really happy with those. And then on like my Friday, I ended up playing pickleball, which is the first time I've done that in a long time at work, because I was scared of my groin. And I survived that, got in my 30 minutes of cardio, and then every 6 minutes of cardio, I jumped off and hit some dumbbell shoulder press standing. We're just getting something different in. Now we move to Saturday's workout at the firehouse. Hit some hammer winds here. The first set was sped up just to get through them because I'm almost done with the video here. This is the last day of the training week. But if you follow along long enough, you know I tweaked some ribs or an oblique or something. So I've been hitting hammer winds way, way, way more frequently now. Not daily, but every other day. I'm doing them in my warm-ups and stuff like that, just trying to get some motion back in the ribs. I've yet to throw it since, and it's been at least 3 weeks now, so a little nervous on it. Did some hammer winds, pulled on some sheaf here, bottoms up. I think it was roughly something like 12 bottoms up and maybe 9 full throws. I didn't throw them all in the video, just kind of doing it. I have no belt. Normally I wear a belt when I throw sheaf. But with these, what I was really trying to work on, and I didn't pull super hard, and when I did, see how that one went off the side. I'm trying to work on my trajectory, trying some different things with hand placement and the effort of pull and trying to get the bag to land more right behind me. You can see that was not a very hard effort pull, but trying to figure out what I'm doing to fix my trajectory a little bit, because when I start adding more to it, it keeps carrying back to the side. And this goes back to the bane of my existence of switching hands this year. Due to my left quad just not still producing power, I'm throwing higher and consistently higher with an off hand. So I'll be honest, if I self-evaluate, I have not thrown the sheaf or pulled on the sheaf anywhere close to the amount that I want to or should have. It should be something that I personally should make myself do dang near every day to try to relearn this skill completely. But let's be real, I'm just not doing it, whether it's not having coaching or what. Sped these up. Something else, I've got some cues to work on. These med ball throws into the wall, as well as this was a pair after the hammer winds and the sheaf, so kind of a throwing workout into broad jumps. I think it was 4 reps. It was 4 sets of 4 on both. And then we finished in the weight room, weighted box jumps. These are getting a little heavy up there for the 30 inches. I want to say I'm holding somewhere around 35s or 40s, I think, on this day. I can't read them now, of course. Maybe 45s, actually. I think it was 45. So kind of hard to make it on the box. This will probably be the heaviest weight I go on these. Hit some ab wheel after this, starting to add some weight back. If you followed me along long enough, and this has been the year of little mini strains, I kind of strained my abs. I thought it was a hernia. I'm now doubting that it might be a hernia. But it was right, like strained weirdly around my belly button. I've got no protrusion. I don't really even feel it anymore, so who knows. But starting to add ab wheel back in. Probably will never do standing ab wheel again because that's what strained it. But starting to add some weight, just cautious and smart with these. And I finish with the step-ups that I've been doing here. I was dying by the end of this. These were really heavy. These are 80s or 70s, and my forearm, my grip, was about to go more than my legs were. So finishing out a pretty dang solid week coming back from vacation. Keep pushing the step-ups to try to get this left leg to work. Excited to be a month out-ish from games again. It's been a long break, but ready to get after it. See you guys soon.